I want to tell you the story of Coy Griffin. He was a democratically elected county commissioner in Otero County in New Mexico. Why am I telling you his story? Because he was elected, but he was removed from office. And it was held as a final removal from office by the New Mexico State Supreme Court this February, just days before I declared my own candidacy for U.S. president. Why was he removed? It was because the New Mexico courts held that he was an insurrectionist because he was present on January 6, 2021. Was he violent? No, he was not. Was he carrying a weapon? No, he was not. Did he enter the Capitol? No, he did not. But nonetheless, because he was present on the Capitol grounds that day, he was held to be an insurrectionist, even though he wasn't convicted for a felony or anything of the kind. There was a petition against him to remove him from office, and that's exactly what happened. Why do I bring that up? That's now relevant today, as it appears likely that Donald Trump will now be apparently indicted imminently, if the current facts reported today are to be believed, for his role in January 6th. What does that do? This is different from any of the other prior indictments against Trump, and people are missing the importance of this indictment in particular. Not only is this a federal indictment like the last one in the documents case, but more importantly, this one under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment could disqualify President Trump from either running for U.S. president or potentially even being removed as U.S. president if he is elected. I think this sets a dangerous precedent in our country. It's worth understanding the history here. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says that anyone who's taken an oath to office, a congressman, a senator, or a president, can be removed from office or disqualified from running for office if they've also engaged in an insurrection against the United States. So if it is held that President Trump did play a role in an insurrection against the U.S., that disqualifies him from being U.S. president under the 14th Amendment. In fact, the fact of bringing this prosecution against President Trump, if that does proceed, may even allow states like New Mexico to disqualify Trump from appearing on the ballot because they've already held in their state court system, all the way up to the New Mexico Supreme Court, as they did against Coy Griffin, that January 6th was indeed an insurrection. So even a two-bit state court can disqualify him on the state ballot. I say this as someone who is running against President Trump for the presidency in this election, in this GOP primary. I do not want to see my opponents eliminated because of the actions of a corrupt federal administrative police state. That is why I've said that if I'm elected, I will shut the FBI and other corrupt institutions down. But I don't want to get there by seeing my competition eliminated. That is not how our constitutional republic is supposed to function. We're not supposed to be a country where the party in power uses police force to indict and eliminate its political opponents. And yet now we're on the cusp of potentially a third indictment, which, unlike the last two, literally under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, could be invoked to eliminate my competition, President Trump, from holding office, and that is wrong. Yes, politically for me or any of the other candidates in the GOP primary, it would be easier if President Trump were eliminated. For many donors in the Republican primary base, this would be a moment of celebration. I think it is a moment of mourning in this country. And you mark my words as to why. What happened on January 6, 2021, I don't want to see that happen again in this country. But if we go down this road of weaponizing our justice system against disfavored political opponents, then January 6, 2021 will just be a preview of far worse to come. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see us march to a national divorce. I want to lead us to a national revival. And the only way we're going to get there is by confronting the ugly truth of the present itself. That's why I'm running for president, and that's why I will condemn this politicized prosecution and persecution against my opponent.